Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidate interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Shel Gross, and I would like to introduce Wes Sparkman, who is running for Dane County Executive. As we begin, I'd like you to give an opening statement as to the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which qualifies you for this office, and why you are running for Dane County Executive.
All right. Good morning, Shell, and thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you to the League of Women Voters. Always providing valuable information for the community that I've appreciated over the years in my own review of candidates. So thank you for that. Well, yes, my name is Wes Sparkman. I'm a candidate for Dane County Executive. I'm excited to be a candidate for Dane County Executive here. My vision for Dane County is for everyone in the county to have an opportunity to grow and thrive. So as far as my experience is concerned, I've been in Dane County since I was 17 years old. I went to undergraduate school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison and then graduate school at the La Follette School of Public Affairs. Met my wife in undergrad and been married for 26 years now and excited about that as well and what the future holds. Um, when I think about my experience in kind of meaningful service and public service, I think that for me, it has also included my own community service. And in the time that I've spent serving as a coach, I've coached Little League in the Little League baseball in the Bayview community area in Dane County. I've coached a little bit of football at Southside Madison as a Southside Raiders coach for a couple of years. Learning about the community, getting to know the community, getting to know culture too, as we had very diverse teams and diverse families, and enjoyed that. I really think that a lot of my public service, which also included work with my own fraternity during the time that I was in college, and we used to do food drives and try to give back to the community. Um, uh, uh, our tagline was, "Would you like to donate any non-perishable food items on your way out of the store?" Was kind of what we used to say so many times, and I remember saying that. But those experiences all kind of led to, for me, a great career in public service, and I've worked for Dane County now for 26 years. I am the director of the Tamara D. Grigsby Office for Equity and Inclusion, which includes civil rights, and includes American with Disabilities Act. It includes real focus on employment, county employment, but also a more proactive look at what the county can do to really make things happen and help include or provide access for everyone to have opportunities in Dane County. I'm fortunate to say that also that I was chosen as the 2023 Alumni of Distinction for my grad program, which was the La Follette School of Public Affairs. I think part of the reason why I was chosen in that capacity was because of my ability to bring private, public, city, and county groups together and achieve and achieve our goals. So, part of that, of course, was an exciting moment with the community where I served during the centennial year of the Rotary Club of Madison. Later, also served as the Rotary Foundation president or chair. So those are just some pieces of my experience in the past that I think really helped qualify me to really perform a great job in this role.
Thank you. Are there steps the county should take to increase the amount of affordable housing in Dane County?
Yes, the answer to that is absolutely yes. And that's part of my priorities. Part of my priorities will include housing. I'm going to say add economic development and overall efficient public administration, which kind of goes along with my experiences. But when I think about housing, I've spoken to some developers during this time period, and some are saying there's no such thing as affordable housing. And that's kind of the answer I'm getting there. And they may have a point there. No such thing as affordable housing in Dane County. What I'd like to do is try to focus on uh, fair housing and what could be fair housing in Dane County. I had the opportunity to work with a group called the Economic Stability Council, which was led by United Way, and also other really interested community members and community leaders that included banks, it included a builder, it included planners, people who had a community development interest in Dane County. In that particular goal and thinking about sustainable or subsidized housing possibilities, we came up with an idea and which again, it was a group thinking effort, but an idea that to subsidize housing in Middleton. And so the group participants there worked on a public-private consideration of partnership there. There was a allocation of $11 million from the group to help work on sustainable housing. And I think that was a fantastic way of one project at a time addressing some of the issues of housing.
Thank you. How would you increase the efficiency and fairness of the Dane County justice system?
Yeah, right now I work with the subcommittee for the Criminal Justice Council, and I've been working with that group for a couple of years now, and becoming aware of many of the concerns. I mean, which go along with things that I've learned since grad school, and thoughts about how the considerations of how prisons would be built, and taking in consideration third grade scores, reading scores, and scores of students way back, and planning for the potential of people using or being a part of the criminal justice system, which was very concerning at that time. And so for me, in my experience, I've had an opportunity to go actually visit the jail. And so what I do recommend for individuals to do is go and visit the jail, and kind of see what's there and what goes on there. And in my visits, each time, what I really have been concerned about is the potential that's there, the human capacity and the potential of individuals. And I do have hope for those individuals, and I think that they have hope. And so that's something that, as county executive, I would help to encourage the idea of hope there. And also in that we're talking about human beings that may have made some bad decisions, but also that they do still have possibilities in their lives. So I think that the criminal justice concerns comes down to people and how we think of the human capacity and capabilities and qualities and the possible achievement that people can make. And so that's something that has been important for me to talk about, but really to strive for in my work on the Criminal Justice Committee, subcommittee, and the Criminal Justice Council.
The Crisis Resource Center and expansion of the CARES program outside of Madison have been proposed as ways to address the needs of individuals with mental illnesses. Do you believe there are further actions the county should take to address mental health issues?
Well, one exciting thing about my current department, and as a department head, we work closely with all of the departments. And the largest department for Dane County is the Human Services Department. Funding for mental health services, as many people know, comes from the Human Services Department. We have some large and major contracts and hundreds of purchase of service agencies that work for Dane County. As county executive, one of the things I want to do is try to eliminate redundancy. I would like to see that our county work is efficient, and that when we're providing mental health services, we make sure that we provide the really successful wraparound services. And successful in my mind are services that produce healthy life outcomes. And I think we all can agree on what healthy life outcomes are. And again, opening the door and making sure the opportunities for people to have a healthy life and a long life is really what we're shooting for. So yes, absolutely. And in my campaign announcement, I did mention the importance of adequate mental health services, the need for us to work and consider the relationship between opioid use, drug use, and drug rehabilitation to go along with the considerations there. Some of the harmful effects of fentanyl that are now out there that people need to be aware of. You may have another question on this, I'm not sure, but just in case, I just want to make sure I mention that there are a lot of concerns out there that people need to be aware of, and part of my goal in my administration would be public awareness as well.
Concerns continue about noise abatement related to the presence of F-35 fighter jets and PFAS pollution at the airport. What would you seek to do about these concerns if elected?
Yeah, well, something that the previous county executive, Joe Parisi, was great at was dealing with climate concerns and early and taking action. So I was fortunate to be on the planning committee for climate action planning for Dane County some years ago now, and hear about a lot of the concerns related to the climate that are out there. Clean lakes and clean air are part of my goals. One of the things I learned through my time with the Climate Action Planning Committee is about some of the most harmful effects in disparate effects to in people that are harmed the most. A lot of times, the people that are harmed the most are also suffering from other areas of disparate circumstances. So, if we look at our lakes right now and we go to a local lake and see what are the demographics of the individuals that are fishing out of the lakes, and get an idea of people that could be harmed by the PFAS and uh, um, any type of poisons that might be in the fish that they're fishing for. Um, Also, thinking about clean air is also a critical piece, and thinking about the emissions, not of our buses and of our cars, but and also the emissions of jet fighters and so forth. And I think that really is a responsibility that we all share. Um, I support the efforts of making sure that our county and our area is adequately protected and so forth. But I do think it should be a group effort for us all to consider clean air in the best ways that we can.
The racial disparities in Dane County are varied and widespread. What specific actions would your administration address to start unwinding these discrepancies?
Well, actually, as a department head right now, we've been working on various programs, and we are the working body really of the previous county exec's goals for access to opportunity and what he called the access to opportunity. And we will continue that, and I would call it equitable access to opportunities. Right now, we have an internship program where young people, high school students and college students, can get an opportunity to spend some time in our county departments and learn about what we do at the county. There are thousands of jobs in Dane County by itself, and getting a chance to learn, so it includes the zoo, the airport, as we just were mentioning, the airport. It includes the Lion Energy Center, Human Services Department, Veterans Affairs, lots of our the planning department, lots of opportunities to learn about what happens in Dane County. And I think that those internships could lead to valuable careers, and that's something that we're really working with the students to be aware of the possibilities there. The So internship programs. We also have a driver's education program, which has gotten some media attention as well. In that we're working with now, I believe, all of the schools in or the different school boards and school groups within Dane County, and when we have a driver's ed program where we're subsidizing the actual education of the driver's education program. This has been very beneficial. So what we're trying to do is give young people the lessons that they need to be able to get safely to their work and their job, any job responsibilities, and also safely to school in subsidizing their driver's education programming. So many of the superintendents have worked with our department in the school so that we can make sure that we're working on some of those goals. But there would be that and so many other things and opportunities to work on some of the disparities that we have, one project at a time.
Please describe any other priorities for your term in office and how you propose to fund them.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to mention the arts as something that is important to the culture of Dane County. And my wife is an artist, so she will definitely remind me that, hey, Wes, you got to make sure you mention the arts, and we keep that top and center. In comparison with other municipalities in states, Wisconsin has a ways to go to make sure we're putting that out there. So again, I would consider public-private partnerships and opportunities to afford the things that we do. I want to make sure I mention that I really stand for responsible budget management. I want to strengthen businesses and economic development in Dane County and continue goals that I've had over the last 20 years in working to promote help for emerging small businesses and targeted businesses in the county. So I'm very excited about the possibilities and I look forward to it.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
Well, as I mentioned, I think that we have some candidates in this race that are good candidates. But I think what it separates me from the other candidates is my experience. My experience working as a department head with 7 successful budgets and seeing the budget process all the way through. My experience with the La Follette School of Public Affairs in the University of Wisconsin, now serving as the chairman of the board of visitors for the sociology department as well, which was my undergraduate major, an undergraduate department. I've had an opportunity and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to serve as president of the Madison Police and Fire Commission in 2 times, but served for 10 years as police and fire commissioner. And also got an experience to really learn about the needs of the cities, towns, and villages that surround Dane County as a community development block grant commissioner. So really, my experience is really what separates me from the other candidates. And I really hope that's something that everyone takes a look at and really appreciates that experience and the opportunity to really help grow Dane County in the way that it should.
I want to thank Wes for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everyone that primary election day is Tuesday, August 13th, and the general election is Tuesday, November 5th. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.